Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yane if you are new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. So I have been dying to make a video for a long time. However, when I wanted to make a video, I wanted to make something that like made sense and not just make content just to be making content. This video, y'all, it made sense. If you haven't been following me, definitely check out my Instagram. I recently started a TikTok, probably like a couple months ago, and the TikTok is slowly growing. So if you're not following me on TikTok, definitely check me out there. I love this community that we're building together. Like, this is such a girl community. Like, this is such a love yourself kind of community that we're building over here. So definitely bring that energy over to my Instagram, bring that energy over to my TikTok. Even though I love all of the supporters and I love my tribe over on Instagram, it is a lot of men over there, y'all. I'm gonna need my sisses.
I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
I'm gonna need y'all to come over and show some love and show out because I miss y'all on Instagram. Having a male following versus having a female following is definitely interesting. But we're gonna get to that in another video. So a little while back, I made this video. Somebody made a comment in that video about finding hair that actually went with my locks. And guess what? I did. I found hair that went with my locks. The hair is from a brand called Locsanity. Y'all have seen me mention them before. I definitely have worked with them before, but what I didn't know is that they actually have lock extensions. So this was something that I wanted to try because I have been looking over forever trying to find lock extensions that will fit my 4C hair. Is the hair here. So it's the Afro Kinky hair. This one is 12 centimeters, but the company sent me a few of them. So the thing was kind of cool with Locsanity was you can get the extensions to match the circumference of your locks, which is different from the hair that you would get like in a hair store. These were the three sizes that I got. I got 0.4 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter, and then a 0.8 centimeter. This is very similar to the size of my locks because I have different size locks all over my head. So like in the front, I have like thicker lock that's like more 0.5. On the sides, I have a couple 0.4 centimeter locks. In the back, I have a couple 0.5 centimeter locks. So my locks vary in size like many of us. So I did like the fact that they do offer different circumference sizes so that it can look a little bit more natural and cohesive. So these are the lock extensions. The thing that I really do like about the hair is the texture. So as y'all can see, this texture is a lot closer match to mine. Even when it comes to the luster of the hair, the texture is a lot better match to mine than it was with the Freetress hair. These are actually permanent lock extensions. I'm using them for temporary because I don't plan on keeping these in forever, but these are actually permanent lock extensions. So they do have the loose hair at the top where you can kind of like crochet into your hair if you wanted to keep these in long term. They do have that option, but for me, I'm just going to do a temporary install and not keep it in full term. And if you can see, like, I got a number 4 because my hair is a number 4. However, my hair is a hair store number 4. It looks really dark on camera because of the lighting and things like that. But in the sun, my hair really is like an ombre, especially on the ends. It's a lot lighter. However, this color runs very light. So I recommend getting like a 1B or a number 2 if your hair is like that sun-kissed color, because a number 4 was definitely too light for my hair. Like, this is extremely light compared to my hair. So what I was thinking about doing is either one of two ways. I'm either going to dye the hair or I'm going to do an ombre look with the hair. I'm not sure. And that's another thing that I like about this. This is 100% human hair. So because it's 100% human hair, you can dye the hair the same way you dye human hair, which is great. So if you guys do get a color and you don't like it, you can always dye the color. Or if you have dyed locks, you can definitely dye this to match your exact hair color and customize your lock color if you want. This hair also comes with curly ends, which is really cute. Like, I like the curls. I'm not in love with boho locks right now, only because I feel like in the lock community, we're getting further and further away from the black aesthetic, right? We're getting further and further away from kinky curly and kinky hair and more towards like the loose, you know, Lisa Bonet kind of hair. So I don't really want to promote that and push towards that. So I may or may not cut the ends off. But if I install this hair and the ends are cute, they're staying. I do think that this matches my hair a lot, which I'm so, look at, girl, say that's not my hair. Tell me that's not my hair. But when you buy the hair, you can contact the company and get yours customized, or you could just order them like this right offline. I also got this Afro kinky hair that they sell. This is for lock extensions or to repair your locks or anything. They do sell bulk Afro kinky hair. This again is in the color number 4. It's a little bit darker than the faux locks, but it's still a very light colored hair. So I'm going to have to dye this too. I'm probably just going to dye this all together like this. And then, yeah, I'm just going to dye this all together. So with this hair, there are little curls in it. It's just Afro kinky hair that we know. A lot of times you can't buy a lot of Afro kinky hair, so I do like the fact that they offer this option. Soft hair, y'all see that bounce? Really soft hair. I do like it. So I'm going to dye this and also keep this, because if I wanted to repair my locks, if I ever had thinning, if I had a lock I want to experiment on, this would be great to crochet and to make weak locks a little bit stronger. When I tried it out, this is a test lock. I'm pulling and it's not coming out. Okay, so you can see I'm tugging and it's not coming out. So it seemed like this hair might be able to last like a couple weeks when I put it in. Is it gonna like last by the pull? I don't know. All right, any more stalling, let's start preparing this hair for hair dye.
Alright y'all, so here I'm just using Beijing hair dye. I got this from my local beauty supply store for like $10, you know, the old tried and true. This was really easy to mix. All you had to do was add a little bit of water and then mix in the powder. My first time I did this, I changed it a little bit when I did it the second time. This was my test lock and it automatically started getting darker, and it also soaked up a lot of the water, and I did not want to waste product, so I just decided, bump the test lock, let me just go ahead and start coloring the hair, because I'm thinking I don't want to waste product. Well, you're going to see later in this video that that was not the best idea. The hair definitely did take to the dye really quickly, and it took really good. So I was happy about that this was a super easy process when it came to coloring the hair.
Well, this is the result for the first batch. These are a little dark. I'm hoping they're going to get a little bit lighter as they dry, but I'm not sure. So this is my hair. As you can see, my hair is a little bit lighter. So I'm going to do it again. I left these in for about 15 minutes. I'm going to do the other ones, but only leave them there for half the time to make sure I'm getting the right color match. All right, round 2.
So round 2, I became more hip to the groove thing, if you know what I mean. So I added more water this time, and then I also did not leave the product on the hair as long. So the first time I did like 10 minutes. This time I only did about 5 minutes for processing time. This hair dyes so quickly, okay? This hair takes the product so fast. So if you want to dye the hair, just know you will have absolutely no problem when it comes to this hair taking color. This hair did a really good job at taking the color. Now, I don't know when it comes to bleaching, because I haven't tried bleaching the hair, but if the bleaching process is anything like the coloring process, then you are good to go when it comes to this hair. Question, I know we used to do this back in the day. Do anybody still wash their hair or do their hair at their kitchen sink? Like, I stopped doing that when I went natural because wash day was so long, and the way I wasn't trying to break my back trying to wash my hair, but I kind of felt a way about this doing this in my kitchen sink. Honestly, I'm not used to this anymore, but I don't know if it's a me thing or is it a us thing. I don't know why, but I just had to pontificate on it. So back to the video. I'm trying to make sure that I rinse out all the product because I don't want it to keep developing and processing in my hair if I don't rinse it out enough. The rinsing process was really easy. I'm doing the squeezing method that I usually do on my own locks, and this really does help get the product out. Here I am testing it next to my own natural lock, and I can tell that this is going to be a little bit closer to the color that I'm looking for. To shampoo, on both times, I use the Dr. Bronner's shampoo just to get the color out. Dr. Bronner's did really good because it is like a antibacterial and clarifying shampoo. So because I was putting this hair in my head for the first time, I definitely wanted to use like an antibacterial, just because it is human hair and you know how things can get. Here is the color to the original color that the hair was, and as you can see, this color took really well. So I'm repeating this step for a third time. I'm just doing the same exact thing that I did to the locked hair to the loose afro textured hair and repeating this step.
Y'all, so I'm back and the hair is dyed. I'm so excited. Okay, so I dyed the hair twice. Well, 2 separate times because test strands are important. So the first batch that I dyed came out like a 1B. Which is really good. As y'all saw, it was really easy. It literally took me 10 minutes, 15 minutes to dye this hair. And then I just shampooed it and then took it right out. It is still a little bit wet, so I'm hoping that it'll lighten up a little bit once it dries, but I don't think it's gonna light up very much. And this matches perfectly to my roots, as y'all can see. This matches my roots. The issue is I need this hair to match my ends, because my hair is lighter at the ends and darker at the roots because it was sun bleached. So this is how the hair looks next to my hair. Not too far off, but I definitely feel like I could have done a little bit of a better job just making sure I don't get the hair too dark to match my brown hair at the ends. So when I tried it the second time, I got it a little bit lighter. So this time, second time around when I dyed it, I only left it in for like 5 minutes, and I also added a little bit more water to dilute the dye a little bit more. And this one is a little bit closer to my hair color, as you can see. So this is almost an exact match, pretty much an exact match to my hair color. Matte texture of the faux lock compared to my lock. Look at this. Look at that. That is literally almost an exact match. So I am extremely happy about this because now when I add this color to the bottom of my locks, it will match the ombre effect of my locks, which I'm happy about. Yes, I had a few of the locks that I decided not to dye because I wanted to kind of get some highlights on my hair, add a little bit of dimension. So I didn't want to dye those, and this is the color compared to my hair. And these are the 3 colors that are next to each other after dyeing a hair. So I do think that this is going to make a really cute kind of like ombre effect. I am going to let this hair dry because I want to know if the color is going to change more once it dries. And if it does, since I got all my dye stuff and all that other stuff out already, then I'll be able to go back and change it as needed. But this, it feels like so good. The color dyed so good. And then this is still soft. I love the natural sheen that this has, but then also the matte texture. So it is
That's what I'm talking about.
show you guys the afro kinky hair that I also dyed. So this is the afro textured hair that I dyed. This is the color that I got when I dyed the afro textured hair. This is that color compared to the locks. So the original color that I dyed, very good color match. A little bit darker, but that's fine, to this hair. Is all of the hair right next to each other that just got dyed. I left this on for about 10-12 minutes, and I left the color on here for about 5 minutes, and this is the color difference that I was able to achieve just from using Beijing dark chestnut. Stay tuned. I'm going to let the hair dry, and I will see y'all in the install video.